Welcome back, everyone, for the second episode of Big Talk with Hype and Commish. Wow, I am feeling good.
I mean, you got to be after that win. I mean, I couldn't sleep last night.
Me neither. And
wow.
I don't think I'm going to sleep the rest of the week. FitzTRAGIC, is he going to make a reappearance? You know, he's 40 points, 30 points. If he put up a 30-point game and you got 10 or whatever from Jesse James, you know, suddenly you've come back and you've won the game. And I was kind of nervous, but then we see a little bit of FitzTRAGIC early on in the Monday night games.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Just enough to fend him off. He did return to FitzTRAGIC and he put up 25 points, but it was too late. So I guess now the question is, he kind of botched the comeback for you. How are you feeling about Fitzpatrick?
See, that's a tough question because those 3 picks are kind of worrying, but I think let's just say that FitzTRAGIC is still here. Oh, I'm sorry.
I guess
it's time for big news, not fake news. This is really real big news.
Oh.
Wow.
What's that?
I think that was the president. I think that was POTUS.
Did you and him buds? Are you and him talking?
He graciously did a sounder for us. We didn't even ask. He just sent us one.
Somehow he tuned in last week.
A fan of the show, I guess. Jordan going off this week.
How'd he do? He was saying he almost scored the most points.
Let's get over his game. So he scored 166 points against Joe. Destroyed Joe. Joe's getting hammered back-to-back weeks. But key for Jordan, obviously, I mean, you know, he's got some big players on his team. Gurley, Woods, Tyler Boyd.
Wow, he picked him up off the waiver wires.
Yeah, 25 points there. Mike Williams, 24 points. But I think the real factor in his points had to be the name change, right?
Wow, yeah, definitely. I mean, Big Brett calls into the show. He gives us some great advice. I mean, and Jordan immediately takes it. He jumps right on it, and he bounces back with a 166-point game. I mean, it only makes sense that he's going to score that much.
Yeah, I mean, you follow the words of Big Brett, and you're going to be rewarded.
Very wise man.
Perhaps some of the biggest news in terms of injuries this last week, Garoppolo went down, and it was confirmed yesterday that he did indeed tear his ACL. So that's unfortunate for Kurtis.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he picks up Baker Mayfield. I mean,
Tyrod Taylor went out with concussion, I believe, in the game against the Jets, and Baker comes in, and oh man, he looked exciting.
I was at B-Dubs actually when he first came out. With Big Brett actually, and the whole restaurant was actually going wild for this guy. It just shows you how badly the people want to see this guy. In light of all this, I decided to go out and pick me up a little bit of a souvenir. Check it out.
So that
the Baker hat.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The hype man himself is putting his stamp of approval on Baker Mayfield. At
this moment, I'm trying to trade for Baker Mayfield in any way, shape, or form. I mean, Brady, Fitzpatrick, whoever you want, Kurtis, I'll take him.
And with that, I say we get Kurtis on the phone.
Yo, it's time for the Big Hotline.
Hello?
Kurtis.
What's up, dude?
You're on the Big Hotline with the Commish and Hype.
What a time to be alive.
You're 3-0. That's got to feel good.
Actually feels awesome. I mean, better than most people.
I think the thing on everybody's mind is obviously it sucks to lose Garoppolo, but somehow you managed to pick up Baker Mayfield. Walk us through that decision making.
I don't really know. I just seen how he played in college, and I was like, man, he can probably be a starter at some point, having the Browns offense, you know.
Nobody really knows if he's going to start or not, and I mean, he ended up, going in the Jets game. And were you watching that game?
Oh, yeah, I was watching it.
I mean, were you? Describe to us your emotions watching that game.
He makes me a believer. So, I mean, the way he was gunslinging that football around.
What do you think the future holds for the IFL Stars, Kurtis?
Hoping for a playoff run. That's like the big thing I'm going for right now, anyways.
You think you're gonna remain undefeated very much longer?
I think this week will be a pretty easy week for me.
Who are you playing?
Who am I playing?
Yeah.
Children of the Jackos.
Yeah, I figure as long as Drew Brees doesn't have another freak show again, I mean, he should be pretty good.
I haven't checked the stats or the history on this, Kurtis, but I don't think I've ever lost to you. We'll have somebody fact check that, of course, but I'm just saying I don't plan on starting this year, okay?
All right. Well, I mean, it is what it is. It's fantasy, so I mean, TC's even 3-0. So
yeah, I guess every squirrel finds a nut someday, huh? even a blind squirrel finds a nut. That's how it goes.
Good luck this week.
Yeah, good luck to you too.
Nice talking to you.
I say we got to talk now to the other undefeated coach in this league, TC, Trash Man. Let's see if we can get him on the line here.
Hello?
TC, what's up, man? You're on the Big Hotline.
What's up? 3-0, dude. Can't feel better than that.
I don't think it can, dude. Are you surprised?
A little bit. I felt like I'd do a little. I thought I'd do a lot better than I did last year, at least. I had a lot of motivation coming into this year.
Yeah, you didn't want to start off 0-9 again, right?
Yeah, definitely not 0-9. That was that still haunts my dreams once in a while.
So, like, Hype here, he can't believe that you're 3-0. He doesn't think you have a team at all. What do you have to say to that?
Keep doubting me. I'll just keep proving you wrong.
You're playing Brady this week.
Yep.
You have any words for him?
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Wow.
Oh, that's about all you needed to say.
Pretty rude, dude. I didn't know you're such a jerk.
He is the trash man after all.
All right, TC, that's all the time we have. So thanks for joining us on the Big Hotline.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you.
You guys stay classy.
Oh, wow. Well, kind of a jerk, I'll be honest.
Well, they say stay humble, but he clearly didn't.
Hello?
Jack, you're on the Big Hotline with Hype and the Commish.
Oh, wow. So, glad to hear from you guys.
Start off 2-0. You had 2 huge weeks, and you fell a little short this week against Kurtis.
Yeah,
what happened?
Yeah, well, I mean, to put it simple, the guys just didn't score as many points as Kurtis's guys.
Thoughts on the divisional matchup with Broughton this week, and overall thoughts on the crazy division that you're in.
That's the IFL for you. Just a bunch of heavy hitters, and you know, just like in the NFL, almost anyone can beat anyone in any given week. You know, next week gonna have to, like I said, have some more pieces contributing for my team. Hopefully, you know, we'll see if Ajayi's back, and the running back game will hopefully be a little bit stronger. I hope it'll be enough to top Broughton, but if it doesn't happen, you know, it doesn't happen. We're gonna put our best effort forward and be happy with that, you know.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Choice words once again. I, you know, really regret that we didn't capture your interview from last week, because it was, you know, it was Bill Belichick meets the nicest guy in the world, you know.
Oh wow,
so,
very. That's an interesting intersection.
It really is.
I'm glad that I was able to hit that.
We appreciate you joining us on the Big Hotline. It's all the time we have for you.
All right. Well, my pleasure as always, guys. Good luck with the rest of the show, and good luck this week.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Later.
Peace.
You weren't kidding when you called him Belichick. I mean, he's precise. He's on point. Who knows? It sounded like he was maybe cooking dinner, and he's still ready to make the interview happen.
He's all business, and you can just talk to him for hours. Am I right?
Yeah, I don't mind listening to him.
He knows what he's talking about. He knows how to win. He's been in this league only 2 seasons. He's got 1 ring, just like me. Nobody's got a better ring to season total ratio than Jackson.
Yeah, and it's got to kind of make you think, when is he going to get his next ring? Is it going to be this year, or is it going to be next year? But, I mean,
one or the other.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Big Brett's wise words.
All right.
Wow. Big Brett. What's happening, man?
Is it hype in the commish?
Hype in the commish.
All right. Week two,
man. Got to say, a lot of fanfare after your first appearance in week 1. A little bit of a pressure situation for you now in week 2 here, because there's some anticipation.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, you know. The mission is, let's get better, and that's going to go where it goes from week to week. Some of you got better.
We already saw a big improvement from Jordan after the name change.
Yeah, I mean, some of you changed your name. Some of you, changed your name to something that people can love and understand. Some of you got down in the dirt, got down in the trenches, got committed. I got to commend Jordan. I mean, Big Brett's flag football team. I mean, that was a back to back. However many times you got to say it to get to 5, but 5-time back-to-back champs. I mean, I guess Jordan basically had a, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear moment. So congrats. To get better, you got to get some points. It's not that complicated. If you can get more points than the guy you're playing this week, you're going to win. How many of you saw Buffalo last week versus Minnesota? I did. I mean, I saw that coming. I mean,
Wow.
This is the NFL. Nobody's a 17-point underdog. But I'm going to give you some teams this week that you're going to want to play people, because it's all about points.
How many teams are we dealing with here, Big Brett?
I got 14 must play teams. I got 14 must play teams, and I got 6 50-50s, and I got the rest of them you can throw them out. Got to play players from these teams: the Rams, the Packers, the Falcons, the Lions and Cowboys, the Saints and Giants, San Fran and the Chargers, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Kansas City, New England and the Jets. Okay.
I think that kind of sounds like every single team in the league.
Most of the good teams on that list. All right.
That's 14. No, that's it. The Eagles, the Bucks, the Cards, and the Seahawks are second tier. So
I'm gonna be honest.
That's it.
I'm gonna be honest, Brett. That doesn't sit too well with me calling out the Bucks like that when I've got Fitzpatrick as their hot QB.
I'm telling you, they got a big bear problem this week. I mean, it's I mean, hey, sit him this week, go back to him, but it's a problem. At Chicago, are you serious? It's a
Khalil Mack, you know.
It's a problem. That could be a 4-5 game. Okay. Plus, the other thing you guys are gonna start to get a feel for here, you know, some of you guys that have been around longer understand this. Some of you new guys, it's bye week starting, so it gets pretty tricky with, hey, you got your best player on bye week, so you gotta start looking at that. Okay.
Appreciate your wise words, Big Brett.
All right. Have a good week, your week 4, and we'll see you in our week 3.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Big Brett,
ladies and gentlemen.
He's in rare form right now. I feel like he's really accelerating in terms of material.
We've potentially created a monster. Am I right?
Dear God.
In today's episode, we have a special segment that had to be filmed after the Hype's availability. He is a busy man, and he's not cheap. Just the Commish for this special news segment regarding what has been called Tradegate 2018. We found out that on September 20th, last Thursday, that one of the most questionable trades the IFL has ever seen was allegedly submitted by Brady, who alleges that his friend actually submitted the trade for him. The trade in question was to Antone, and the trade involved Giovanni Bernard, Jared Cook, Mohamed Sanu for Melvin Gordon and Brandon Cooks. I don't think the three of those equals either Melvin Gordon or Brandon Cooks. That's how bad the trade offer really was. With more on the story, we go now to IFL senior insider JoJo Biggs.
So I recently caught up with Brady, and I asked him if he would like to make any comment on this trade, whether or not it was really him or his friend, and he only replied back with no comment. But I also decided to catch up with his friend that he allegedly said that he made the trade for him, and he said he did not make the trade for him.
Now, JoJo, you've been doing this, covering the IFL for a lot of years. You and I go back a long way. In your professional opinion, based on all the experience that you have and everything that you've seen over the years, would you say that Coach Brady is lying about this?
With the no comment reply and his buddy saying that he didn't do the trade, I would say that he's lying and that Brady made this Tradegate type of trade by himself.
There's very few people that I trust in the world. JoJo, you are one of them, and to me, your word is gospel. Appreciate your time and look forward to your next story, JoJo Biggs. All right, folks, that's going to do it for episode 2. This has been Big Talk. Big Talk is brought to you today by Drew's Wedding, because how could you forget the greatest night of your life? Drew's Wedding. I'm the commissioner, and this is Hype, and we thank you for joining us. We will see you next week.
I'm not wearing it. I don't care how much you pay me.
You're gonna need to wear this, bro. You're gonna need
what
to
is
put
this?
On. It's a thing, man. Yeah, man, it looks good.
There's no way.